Okay, so yesterday talked about wants and needs. Wants, things we want. That can live without. Maybe luxury type items. And luxury is also, that's another one, a term that's situational. So what seems luxurious to me, to somebody that's financially more well off, might seem like garbage to them. So things that are luxurious to you, people that are more well off, is like, yeah, maybe that it's not such a great thing to them. But a lot of times the stuff that we have in general is a lot better than the stuff that most other people have in the rest of the world. So we're pretty lucky to be living here. So needs, things we have to have. To survive. Food, water, shelter, clothes, some kind of friendship, or as an example I used yesterday. Anybody think of an example I used yesterday in class of another way of friendship or companionship? Yeah, did you say like? I can't. I hope you. Can you guys understand? Can you understand me when I have this thing on? Well, Yeah, Castaway. Sorry. I got this. I got to compete with this thing too. So some kind of friendship, a person or some kind of object. Obviously, in normal circumstances, this wouldn't be the case. But if you were stranded alone somewhere. The Castaway movie, Wilson. The show on Netflix with the mannequin half. Probably misspelled that. Mannequin half. And there's other examples where people that have been in isolation have taken objects and made them into something that they can try to carry on a fake conversation with. So things that we need to survive, wants, things that we can do without. And you were supposed to read the section and answer the review questions that were at the end. Really, it wasn't really questions; it was just matching up 5 items. But also in the rest of the section that I didn't do PowerPoint slides on were the factors of production. In the book has them listed as economic resources as the main title of the columns, but also in the book, it says in small letters, factors of production. So I'm gonna refer to these as the factors of production. Yeah, guys, gotta keep your heads up, please. in that time sheet. So the factors of production. So every business, in order to exist, needs to have something from each one of the factors of production. And you'll want to be sure to know that phrase, the factors of production, because we'll be using this through the rest of the semester. And then we're also going to need to know what the factors of production are. So the first one the book starts out with, natural resources. So, those are things that occur naturally on the earth, oil, trees, water, animals, animals might be kind of a stretch as part of a natural resource, as part of the earth, but the book includes it, so I'll include it. But basically anything that occurs naturally in nature, natural resource. So the reason why those are factors of production, and there's more, because we've got iron ore, anything that can be mined, because those things are used in the construction of buildings, the construction of items. Everything that's plastic is derived from some kind of oil product. So we've got natural resources. The other one, human resources. Businesses have to have human resources. Might be 99.9% automated, but there's still that one person that has to run the automation, or that one person that needs to do the maintenance on the automation. So we need human resources, so that's labor, that's us. Sometimes human resources is actually, it's called labor as one of the factors of production. So that one's another one that you're going to need to know. And the other one, capital resources. So the capital resources, those are things like buildings, equipment, so forklift for a factory, computers, that's part of the equipment, shelving, that's equipment, that's part of capital resources, tools, so anything that's used as a tool. For me in this setting, this ink pen's a tool, the document camera that I'm using is a tool, the computer. So those types of things are capital resources. Now the book stops at 3. I'm going to add a 4th one. I'm probably going to misspell this because I usually do. Because it's not spelled the way you think it should be. Entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial resources. Actually, I'll change that from ship to entrepreneurial resources. Entrepreneurial resources. Because we can have access to natural resources We have access to human resources. We have access to capital resources. So we got buildings. There's empty buildings out there we can use. There's people out there that we can hire. There are products that we can buy to sell in our business that were made out of these natural resources. But what about the business itself? You've got these three things just existing in society. You need the person to come up with the idea for the business. Idea people, the business starters. So your idea people, a few years ago there was a guy sitting in a cubicle as a stock trader, working as just a regular lower level employee in a cubicle in New York. Had an idea that he wanted to sell some books online, and thought that if he could sell those books for a lower price than the brick and mortar bookstores, that he could make it easier. People would want to buy stuff because they could have it delivered to their house. They didn't have to go to the store and get it. And also he could lower his price. He didn't have the overhead because he didn't have the store to upkeep. Plus he could sell at a higher volume. And he also had an idea that he could probably maybe grow that into offering some other things that go along with the books. And eventually other things got offered and other things got offered. Got some investors. They gave him some money. He went out and got some human resources to help him put his website together. Obviously he needed some equipment like computers, maybe a storage building or a little warehouse for his books. This guy's still around. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Jeff Bezos. So that's where the Jeff Bezos type people come from. They're the idea people. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, people locally that start businesses, a small business downtown selling naturally made soaps, or somebody owning a pizza place. Somebody decides to start working on cars and open up their own garage. Maybe they might have been working on cars on the side. They had the idea, hey, I want to open up my own garage, hire another mechanic, maybe rent a building. So you need the entrepreneurial resources to put all these things together to create a business. So you will need to know the factors of production. You'll need to know these the rest of the semester. Natural resources, human resources, capital, and entrepreneurial. So these are the 4 things for factors of production. These will be on a test. These will be on quizzes. They'll be on more than one test. So make sure you know the factors of production. So it's about time to go to lunch. So I'll stop here. You guys at home, you can go take a break, watch something on TV, or obviously you can eat while you're watching the Zoom. But you go take a break for a half hour and be back at 12:55 to 1. At 1 o'clock's when the bell rings, I believe. So hey, y'all know when to come back. So we'll finish that up. Some more there. See you after bed.